What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Wax Packs and Warning Tracks. It's Mojobreak's Baseball Card Podcast. Cody and Bubba with you. Bowman Draft, we've been ripping it at Mojobreak.com, Fanatics Live, whatnot, everywhere. You can get boxes at Mojobreak Shop. We're going to talk a little bit about the first initial reactions to Bowman Draft, and also because it's just chock full of SPs and new inserts, and Topps has really been pushing some of these in the marketing side, especially some of that. They did a big commercial with Dan Marino for the Dream Draft. It was cool. It was another fun one, very similar to the Tom Brady. So we're going to get into the best and worst SP Chase editions in the Fanatics era of Topps baseball.
Yeah, and this Dan Marino is actually Dan Marino's head on Dan Marino's body too, which is cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
As opposed to Tom Brady on.
Yeah. We figured it out. It was like a backup catcher for
Yeah.
the Expos or something, right?
Yeah.
This is really Dan Marino. All right. Good.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Photoshop wizards over at Topps.
Yeah.
for making that happen.
Real photo. I'm pretty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the real deal.
That looks good. The card looks great. There was one pulled
Yep.
in all of our breaks on release day. It was just a base, but it looked good. It's got like a cardboard material on the back with a nice chrome finish on the front. It looks really slick. Like it. So we'll talk about that. But before we go any further, let's just talk a little bit about what's going on in the world of baseball, but tie it back into cards, obviously, because I think it's interesting as we sit here as of this recording. We are just a few days removed from the Alex Bregman contract. Cubs get their guy. $70 million deferred on a 5-year, $175 million contract, but they get their guy. Yep. I feel like the Cubs the last few years have been one of those teams where everyone goes, they have no excuse not to spend. They should be spending. Kind of did it last year with the Kyle Tucker acquisition. This year, fully locked in on let's get Bregman and make him the face of our franchise. So I like it for them. It's good move for them.
Pretty sweet. Cool to see Bregman pick number 3 for his jersey number, which kind of told me that maybe number 2, Nico Horner, is going to stick around. Because like as soon as they got Bregman, it was like, all right, what are they doing with Horner? What are they doing with Shaw? So I think Shaw still has the big question mark, but Horner might be there to stay.
How old is Shaw, by the way? Like that's the thing, is it feels like there's this rush to be like, well, you have to trade Horner or Shaw, but like Horner only has 1 year left anyway, and then Shaw is young. Have him, like, I'm sure he has options. Have him be in AAA. He just got drafted barely a year ago.
It might be a thing where like his current stature and like standing with the team, like him being like on the major league team right now is gonna like produce the most value for him in a trade, maybe. So like if teams are viewing him, they might be shopping him right now as a major leaguer.
So Bregman obviously signs. The Kyle Tucker signing seems imminent. That's what we keep hearing. It's reportedly down to 3 teams: the Dodgers, the Blue Jays, and the New York Mets. Dodgers and Mets seem to have a high average annual value contract on the table that's very short. Blue Jays reportedly have something up to 8 to 10 years on the table. But I wanted to tie this back into the hobby because these are both 2 very prominent former Astros who, by and large, despite their accolades, are not the most beloved names in this hobby.
Right.
That maybe if they did all the things they did on, say, the Red Sox or on the Cubs or all these teams we mentioned, that their standing in the hobby might look a little different. Obviously, we know why. We're going into 9 years removed since the infamous 2017 World Series, the Trash Can World Series, the Trashstros. It's been almost 9 years, and yet it still lingers and it still hangs over them. I feel like we have noticed it for years in breaks and in the general market that is a cloud over these guys for their potential value. Like Jose Altuve is going to be a Hall of Famer one day, whether you like that or not. And I don't think his prices reflect what he is as a player. Maybe it does now a little more, so maybe it's come back around. But it's also interesting with the timing of Bowman Draft. Last week we said, hey, Astros are a pretty good team in this product. Have we finally Are we finally starting to come around? Is the tide finally starting to turn for the Astros, specifically collecting them? Or is it just like until those guys retire, you can't get the stink off?
Yeah, so that's a great question. In my opinion, and it's a very controversial team with all the yada yada. So it's going to come down to it's subjective, but I think that for the hobby, I break it down kind of three ways. I have prospect hunting, I have kind of like middle of the road annual releases, and then my high end bucket. So prospect wise, where we are here with draft, I think that customers have fully turned the corner, and we're cool, and kind of like people are looking forward to owning and rooting for that era that is going to just like be the era that no one even has any question about, or for lack of a better term, but fully turn. I'm confident, fully turn the corner there. And it's nice that like draft specifically doesn't have any vets. It's just prospects. So like in Bowman, like just flagship Bowman, there's vets in there too. So if there was like an Altuve card or anything that could taint a checklist or could taint something for an Astros buyer, a potential, prospect hunter or something like that, you don't have any of that in draft, which is nice. Then you have like the middle of the road, like your Series 1, your Topps Chrome, kind of like your annual baseball releases, very vet heavy. Cam Smith has done wonders for people turning the corner.
Yeah.
And Jeremy Pena a little bit, but
Jordan maybe can be kind of grouped into that as well.
A little bit, but like, and first and foremost, Jordan and Tucker weren't on the 17 team.
Right.
And they're a lot of the times unfairly grouped into not that team, but just the whole like vibe.
It's weird because they're not on that team, but they are certainly that part of that era. You cannot talk about the era of Astros dominance in the late 2010s into the 2020s without talking about those guys.
Yeah, and there are going to be people out there, probably some people in Southern California, that would argue we're not out of that era yet. There's still number 27 running around the field.
Yep.
Dominating.
Still good.
Still very good.
Still good.
Still very good. And, and that bothers people. So is there a shadow? Sure. But I think hobby buyers have turned the corner. But like in these Topps Chromes, these flagship products, they're very vet heavy. Yeah, you might get like a Nolan Ryan, Legend Auto, or some Bagwell Biggio, kind of deal. But I noticed that the Astros will like linger in PYT breaks and stuff like that, because you know what, most of the hits are Altuve, or they are, Jordan, and people are kind of grouping, the Jordans and the Tuckers and stuff.
And what's going to be interesting is 5-10 years from now, because all those guys from the 17 team have all sort of dispersed and gone other places. Springer's a Blue Jay. Correa is back. Actually, he's back in Houston now, but he was on the Twins for a minute. Bregman and Tucker's now leaving too. Has already left. So they've all dispersed. But in 5-10 years, those guys are going to be in products, and they're going to be Astros hits. Like Springer might have some Blue Jays autos now that he's had the dramatic home run. But Springer, his legacy is with the Astros. Correa's legacy is with the Astros. Bregman's legacy, unless he brings another World Series to Chicago, is with the Astros. Those guys are going to be back in these products as Astro subjects.
Yep, totally. That's a great point too. So and that brings me to the high end bucket, which is where in 5 to 10 years we might see, some like old game use stuff, from these Astros years, from these guys. They do well in the high end market for breaks and break spots and stuff like that. There aren't a lot of casual buyers buying Altuve autos and stuff out of a Topps Chrome product, out of a flagship product, but there are the people that are buying Altuve, they're buying him in the higher end stuff.
Right.
They're his nicest cards. he came from an era when he was coming up through Bowman. There just wasn't a lot of different stuff printed for him. And I think of Kike Hernandez too. Kike is in an old Astros first Bowman. Drives me nuts because I want to own them, but I can't buy them.
Yeah, no, you can't. That's a no-go if you're a Dodger fan.
Right?
Absolutely not.
Exhibit A, are we still in that era?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
There's that cloud. But so there's like different levels of like Astros engagement within the hobby. So prospects, check. They've always done a great job drafting. Before the trash can scandal in like 2014 or 2015, they were on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Your 2017 World Champions, the now infamous cover,
right.
infamous, however you want to say it.
Yeah, and they weren't doing trash cans then, so it's like they have this history. You know, non-casuals know. You know, we know that they can draft, they can develop. Yeah. They're always going to be in the fight as long as they're healthy and they have their guys. They've proven to be successful since the controversies and getting caught, whatever. So like, I feel like them as a team, they're only keeping toward like the right direction.
Yeah.
For people, they're never gonna the Astros brand is never gonna live it down. Maybe unless they relocate, and like actually rebrand. But I think they're just fine. And like that's as kind as I'm gonna be to them, today. But I think they're gonna be just all right. And they were and will be the first team gone and the first players gone in every single Bowman draft break.
Yep. Yeah. Xavier Nyans, Ethan Fry. It's a nice pairing that I think a lot of people are very excited about. I think it's maybe the most exciting duo that you can look at. It's like, well, you're not just getting one really good guy. You're getting two guys who could really pop off, especially Nyans. I know he's the top guy in that. Yeah. I would point to this, and I do feel like we are at this like line, this point where like if we cross this point, I think the era of the Trashstros is over, because you have, again, all these guys are sort of in different spots now that we're part of this. You have this fresh crop of guys, especially in our neck of the woods here, where people are excited to collect these guys. They don't think about 2017 with these guys. These are just, these guys were kids when 2017 happened that we're collecting now at the Astros. And I think, too, something that I think is important, and I don't know if it gets talked about enough, Carlos Beltran's probably making the Hall of Fame this year. A humongous part of that controversy. Like, he was one of, like, if you remember all that, he was one of the ringleaders of the trash banging. He is almost certainly, right now, it's trending towards, he is a Hall of Famer this year.
He came up with the idea.
Yeah.
Brings it to then bench coach Alex Cora. Who knows, maybe in the middle of a game.
Probably.
But also I heard reports that maybe Beltran was doing stuff with other teams in his career.
It's crazy.
And so like he's like, hey, what if we did this? Yeah, people do forget that. And people also forget that he had a job when the scandals
you remember he got hired as the Mets manager.
He was the hired manager.
Yeah.
And within like 48 hours he was
gone.
He was fired. But
yeah. That to me that's right there. That says everything. And I think the other way to look at it when we talk about these guys, their legacy and future products, is when you pull a Barry Bonds auto, are you excited? Yeah, of course you are. I know Bonds is a different level here. If you pull, I don't know, a Manny Ramirez auto, would you be excited? An Alex Rodriguez auto? All these guys.
Yeah, Mark McGwire.
Right. Were part of the biggest controversy before the trash can scandal. It's still a bigger controversy in my eyes of how much that blew up at a national level, the steroid era. Here we are, 25, 30 years removed from the steroid era. These guys sign in products. Sammy Sosa is in products, and I think it is, and again, I still think he got a bum rap because he never actually got busted for anything. We just kind of grouped him in.
Well, he couldn't speak English at the... I
know. And that wasn't a good look at all. I have some defenses of that, but
That's my favorite part about the entire.
It wasn't a great look
thing.
Yeah.
By the way,
the optics,
for the record,
the optics were
That's
bad.
my favorite part. The interpreter.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah,
he's like, they're like running the. I just watched it too. The uninterrupted with commercials. It's like 18 hours or something on YouTube.
Jeez,
they're like running through it, and it's like commercial time, and it's like Sammy Sosa in full blown English, on
a commercial,
Wheaties, come out to the ballpark,
Yeah, the optics were not good. But regardless, these guys are now signing in products, and I don't think anyone's mad about it. In fact, I think it's quite the opposite. I think people are very enthusiastic that these guys are in products.
Yeah.
That to me says everything. Now, again, these guys are kind of there's different fan bases for all of these guys, and it was kind of happening everywhere, versus the Astros thing is like one team, one fan base, and maybe only their guys love them. But I think it will come around, and I think the Beltran Hall of Fame thing kind of speaks to, like, if he's getting in, Altuve's getting in. There's going to be a conversation for some of these other guys. I don't know if Springer is there yet, but he's certainly like a guy that you could start to have a conversation about. But that's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to be like generations of baseball fans that will just pass on into the next life, and people are going to be less critical. The new generations are going to be less critical of.
Yeah.
I think Bonds, for like Hall of Fame enshrinement, I think he's just too entrapped in that whole scandal.
Him
and
and Clemens will never
maybe too egregious.
Yeah.
Some of the other guys we mentioned too egregious.
Yeah.
But like in terms of like collecting in the hobby, they end up being the best hits in your break.
Yep. Yeah.
Let alone they have like some of the most beautiful signatures too in the era of Bowman. Here we are, another year, another Bowman release, and it's the CP, the JS, it's like,
yeah.
So they're great cards. They're awesome. They're awesome. I just pulled a Bonds auto the other day, and it was like, the pinned post on my Instagram, and it probably will be for a year.
It's the best stuff. Yeah. And you know what? 10 years from now, someone's going to, out of what, I don't know, a Topps Dynasty or a Diamond Icons, there might be a 1-of-1 Jose Altuve. Hey, that's Hall of Fame second baseman Jose Altuve, 1-of-1, and it'll be the best hit in that break. And that's just what's going to be. So,
yeah, his stuff sells well too. I mean, his best stuff sells well. That's why I mentioned like the high end buyers. Like that's what you see moving a lot.
And his reputation, I think, is going to get better as time goes on, because there's always it's the Shoeless Joe argument, basically, of like, look, yes, were they cheating? Sure, but look at the stats. Look at they even did a breakdown of like guys who benefited the most from the trash can. There was a point apparently where you can actually tell where Altuve is like, don't use it.
Right.
Stop it. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
You can make that argument. Like, he wasn't a beneficiary of that. Like, that was all him.
Buzz.
Yeah, there's also that. We'll just leave it at that. All right, let's talk about Bowman Draft a little bit more in depth. You ripped it day one. If you want to talk about good autos, you know who's maybe my favorite auto, and it's not just because he's my number one chase in the product. Seth Hernandez, solid auto.
Dude,
I like it.
I love the 2-2 up on the hip.
It's good. It's a good autograph. I'm like, everything about it, I'm like, this kid gets it.
Yeah.
This kid, this is it.
Dude, he's meant for Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
I
mean, you're right.
He'll find his way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, give it, the 2034 free agent class. Dodgers signed Seth Hernandez to a 12-year, I don't know, given inflation, $855 million contract.
Yeah, he's living at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, he's making coffee from Ma and Pa every morning.
Yeah.
Before he goes over to the ballpark.
With his nice $1 billion deal, which will be like, now it's only the fourth biggest deal in Major League for a pitcher in Major League history.
He's eco-friendly. He takes his Waymo to the field.
There you go.
Yeah.
Did not know that. Look at this guy.
I'm making stuff up right now.
Because we're living in 2034. I got you.
Yeah. I want one of those. I want the Dodgers to get one of those pitchers. If they get Skeens, Hernandez, or Bubba Chandler, I mean,
they're getting one of those.
They're gonna get him because
they're getting one.
They're gonna get him because
eventually.
everyone else in the world is talking about it, but them. I feel like they're like, fine, we're just gonna do it then.
Yeah,
Like we weren't gonna, but
like Kyle Tucker, which again, you might be listening to this, and he has signed a 4-year, $200 million deal with the Dodgers.
potentially at the time of listening, he's like, donning a new hat. But
Could be. Yeah. General thoughts on Bowman Draft. If we did day one rips, you ripped some Breaker Delight.
2 thumbs up. So we
Yeah.
got through 5 cases yesterday. So I feel like a pretty fair sample size. 2 thumbs up. I'll get this out of the way early. I had bad luck with short prints. I had 1 short print in 5 cases. Now I opened 4 Delight cases and 1 Hobby Jumbo case, and the short print came out of the Hobby Jumbo. So maybe there's something to say about that. I haven't looked at odds either. So, all right. Moving that aside, autos are amazing. The color is king. It seems like the best Delight version in terms of color. I mean, we hit everything but a super, but like just red, the black to 10s, the lavas look really, really good this year. I love it. And is it pitcher heavy? Yeah. I mean, I like Bowman pitchers. Some of the best selling cards in the last couple of years of Bowman have been pitchers. And I think will continue to be too. It's a really, really nice class. I noticed, like, I'll turn everything over just see where people are drafted. You know, they're like little flashcards for me. So I just try to, like, you know, get everything memorized. A lot of California talent, a lot of Southern California talent, which is cool.
Yeah.
And there was like a lot of cool, like Georgia, Vanderbilt. It seems like a really sick class. Like we're going to be 2-3 years from now talking about this release, this Bowman 2025 Bowman draft.
Yep.
It's almost like making me think that like the next Bowman, like flagship Bowman, 26 Bowman, I guess is going to be a little thin. And like very reliant on Holiday to really step it up.
There's a few other hitters I think they left off. But
For sure.
But Holiday is definitely going to be anchoring that product.
Yeah, there are some college guys that are going to be in 26 Bowman that they left off.
And look, we've seen it the last few years. Having pitcher heavy certainly isn't a bad thing given the way things are trending, where I think people are less worried about or they're just investing more in pitchers. We saw the Mizorowski sensation last summer, you know. We didn't even mention Kate Anderson in our draft preview in our draft preview last week.
Right.
Who you could make the argument he's the top pitching chase in this product. I don't know if it was you or over on Whatnot they hit a gold, Kate. It was you. That was a sick one. Really nice. And just again from LSU, it's all the Skeens effect still. And we know they're not the same pitcher, but like from LSU, but also like perfect scenario, like a college arm going to the Mariners, who like have had the greatest, one of the most awesome runs of success lately of developing great young pitching. Like just throw another guy on top of the pile there. It's nuts. They are just rich with good young pitching right now.
Yeah, so it's like I think whoever the Angels didn't take there with that second pick was just gonna thrive. So Bremner, obviously huge hit. He wasn't as like sought after yesterday or through the release day as Kate Anderson.
Yeah, he's got the name, you know.
You know, he's got the name. He had that LSU run. So, like, you can thank Paul Skeens for that, too.
Definitely.
I'm looking forward to Cade. In the same breath as you can thank Paul Skeens, I'm looking forward to Cade, you know, because I think he's the real deal. Really looking forward to Bremner. Hit a really nice Bremner auto yesterday, too.
I saw that, number to 71, right?
Yeah, the
really
speckle is cool.
Very nice.
Yeah, the cards are sharp. Card quality, very good. Something I always look out for is like, hey, how'd this first batch come out? Sharp, really good.
Yeah.
And like, it's not, you'll always hear it in like the chat when card quality is not good, you know? And you never hear anything if things are, you know, perfect. We were yesterday, people were making comments like, wow, centering has been great. Wow. This.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
So pretty cool.
Yeah, especially after, I don't know if you saw that Cooper Flag superfractor that got pulled, the auto.
Yeah, and then like trampolined off the breaker table.
Oh, is it? Well, I was gonna say because the people are like that corner is dinged. I don't know if it was like that or they seem to make it sound like it was pack pulled that way. So
yeah,
I don't think the corner they were looking at was at the top.
I'm being playful. It wasn't,
of course.
But it was. Yeah,
We've all been there of getting very overexcited with
yeah. I mean, it's like I'm sitting here in this couch. It's like it's like what would I I don't know what I would have done if I would have pulled that card.
Yeah,
I thought it's funny. I thought what would I have done? How do you know? How can you know?
No one knows. Yeah.
Yeah, it was flipped upside down. In my head, I was like, would I have sleeved it and top loaded it before flipping it over? Probably not.
No. Oof. Like to think you would, but yeah,
Yeah, but like when
you got it.
You don't do it. You wouldn't do it.
Well, now we're gonna do it. Listeners and viewers at home, just know that happens to us.
I've seen Pokemon people like they do the card trick. And then they sleeve that card, and then like they set it down. They go through the rest of their cards, and then at the end they flip over their top-loaded hit after doing the card trick.
Smart. Now we can't really do the card trick here because you'll see the back, and you'll be like, "Oh my god, it's
a
so and
superfractor."
Right. Exactly.
Because this was flipped upside down.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeez. By the way, day one.
Congratulations, by the way, it's amazing.
Day one, Willett's super off the board. Willett's super auto off the board. Day one.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
I had maybe, 20 people in my room, I think, at the time it got hit.
Yeah.
I had 40 people after it got hit.
Jeez.
I didn't hit it, by the way. I had 20 additional people come in my room and tell me that it got hit.
Hey, FYI, the product's dead, which, let's just put this out about Bowman. The product is never really dead for Bowman. Just because, like, in 2 years from now, not that I don't think Eli Willis is going to be good. I think we're in agreement. We're very high on him. But like it could amount to nothing.
Yeah. If you're chasing that card, product's dead. Go home, pack it up, see you next year.
Yeah.
If you're looking for if you're entering breaks and you're looking for ROI, you're chilling.
Still
nothing happened.
No.
Nothing happened.
No.
If you're looking for ROI. Pulled a Willett's Blue Wave auto to 150 in the maybe an hour after, and the owner of that card was very, very happy.
Oh, I would imagine.
Very, very thrilled.
Yeah.
And bought more.
There you go. And there it is.
And bought more.
It ain't dead.
Yeah.
It ain't dead. There are a lot of new additions to this year's Bowman Draft, specifically, or ones that have been sprinkled in through the years. As we'll wrap things up with this, where we're going to talk about Fanatics has done their due diligence on marketing, on adding new things, on really like going beyond the world of autographs for baseball chases, which I think before, I'll say like 22, 23, like everything before that, baseball was all about the ink. It was like you get into baseball breaks to chase autographs. You buy baseball boxes because you want the autographs. Things have shifted a lot over the last few years. Not that there weren't SP chases in the past and all that, or just chasing the base of rookies that we all wanted. But I do feel like there has definitely been an influx of case hits, of SPs, of sort of golden ticket type cards over the last few years. So I wanted to go over what have been the best and the worst additions in the Fanatics era, let's call it, for baseball cards, for SPs. And I think obviously the one to me that is just the most, like, you can't argue it. It's a slam dunk. It's a home run, whatever sports euphemism you want to use. The MLB debut patch is just a bona fide winner to the point where they have now replicated it and are going to replicate it in every other product. Baseball was the guinea pig, and it has absolutely worked to elevate a product nobody previously cared about and have the connection to players that they have been looking for years and years, where these players really care about this. They want the card. And obviously for them, the benefit of essentially now we can create content and videos and all this stuff because such and such player calls this guy because he wants the card. The Rockies player who put his phone number on the back.
Right.
It's just such an overwhelming success. You simply cannot argue. If you want to be jaded and be like, oh, it's all for clicks and marketing, sure. But that's like that's what our world is with social media and the attention economy now. Like that's what it is. And they've done an amazing job at that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, well said. Okay.
You going to go positive or negative to start?
I know. I'm going to go positive with like I'll just say it. So Helix.
Okay.
Short print. I love. I don't like the new Helix though.
Ooh.
I love the original, the first Helix they did, 2024, I think.
Yeah, I think it was 24.
I don't like the Helix letters in the background. But the 2024 Helix is like my favorite Fanatics era short print. Worst, probably, and I'm gonna get some hate for this, but I've always felt this way. Planetary Pursuits.
Ooh.
Out of Cosmic. I think they're extremely overrated. I think especially lately, the last 2 years, they've been way overprinted. And I don't like the big lettering on this year's. They keep getting worse for me. And to the point where I'm ready to talk about them on the podcast and say how much I don't like them.
Damn. Yep.
Go for it.
Get those Twitter fingers ready, folks.
Yeah. I think it's a cool concept.
Sure.
Like, I think it wasn't for me. And I know I'm in the minority here. I just don't like the execution of it.
I think it is. I think the shine is wearing off a little bit on that one. I will admit that, especially like even year one or it was year two. I can't remember if it was year one or year two, where they got the printing odds backwards.
Correct.
And we were getting the rare, quote unquote, rare planets more than we were getting the common ones. And it always kind of like threw me for a loop. And it was weird then seeing like, oh, we got Mercury and Venus. And like, oh, yeah, because this is how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I could see that. And you know what, too, is I like, and they are rarer to get, those shadow box solar system ones that they had. That I loved that design.
Those are sweet.
I think those are much better.
Planetarium.
Yes. The planetariums, I think, are I'm leaning towards now the planetariums. Obviously, they are tougher to pull than the Planetary Pursuits, but I'm not mad at that. I'm not a Helix fan. I will admit that. I don't like Helix.
Any version of Helix.
The moment I saw it, it was just so, and I get it. This is a copycat industry. We are borrowing
entirely.
Panini's borrowed things from Topps. Topps has borrowed things from Panini. I liken it to the world of comic books where you're like, here's Superman. Well, here's Marvel's version of Superman. Here's, everybody's got their own, like each side has their own version of the same superhero with the same superpowers. Basically here with Topps and Panini and Upper Deck, they all kind of have that. But Helix it was just so blatant to me that I'm like, this is just Color Blast.
Yeah.
This is Color Blast. Which again, there's some people who go, and that's why I like it. Because I wanted a Topps official Color Blast. And I kind of, home field advantage kind of falls in the same category for me.
Like downtown kind of thing?
It's just downtown, and I just think it's it just doesn't look as good as a downtown.
Yeah, I don't love HFAs. People do. They are like, and Topps has done I don't want to say a good job. Topps has made them ultra short in the last couple of years.
They have. They were pretty common the first couple of years.
So they are just
for a short print.
As they come, they are amazing hits. But yeah, I mean, design wise, I'm with you.
Yeah, it's just
nothing crazy.
Yeah, and I'll say this admitting because I think those first designs of downtowns look great. I love the illustrations of them. I think they look really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But and even in the last couple of years, there have been some allegedly some use of AI art on some of these downtowns where people are like, oh, what's going on here with the hands?
Brandon
Like,
Pettigrew or whatever.
yes, where it's like very much like, okay, what happened here? The quality control has kind of gone down for those, where I think the home field advantage has still looked better, but overall, am like, I've never fully been in on those ones. They're fine. And yeah, I don't like the copycat ones. And I think that when they try to go out of the box, that there have been a few where they succeed. I even like the baseball ultraviolet All-Stars design, even though I much prefer the basketball one. Topps, I am begging you, just throw those in baseball. Just give us that design for baseball. It is just so much better than the baseball design. A design that I actually am not mad at. Like, I kind of almost want both. I want, like, give us the cool, like, retro sort of 60s, 70s concert poster look of the ultraviolet design of the years past.
Yeah.
Call it something different and give us the real ultraviolets that we've seen in Topps Chrome basketball that just are amazing. It's some of the best looking cards, I think, of the last year or so.
So sick.
Yeah.
They just got the other day. I think they just hit like a Curry or something like that.
They look so good.
Day.
They look so good.
Yeah.
And I am incredibly jealous as a primarily baseball collector that they get those. I'm trying to think of a few other ones that stand out. I had one on the tip of my tongue, and it just escaped my mind.
Yeah, they've like, and Chrome has had a bunch.
Alter Egos is the one I was thinking of that I'm like, thumbs up.
So cool.
I like the Alter Egos a lot. Again, something that is kind of manga a little bit, but also not. Like, they have their other manga one too, which again is another one where I'm like, it's fine. It's more like the newer Prism mangas where they're having a lot more fun with it. These Alter Egos, but still kind of a little bit different as well. I'm a fan of the Alter Egos.
Yeah, you brought up manga. Bowman anime, I really like.
Yeah,
I do like the Bowman animes.
yeah, those have been solid.
Not just saying this, but like the Dodgers players have had like the best ones.
They certainly have.
Yeah, those are sweet cards, and they've held up. The values on those are enormous right now. Still,
I'm on the fence with Spotlight. The spotlights that are in Bowman.
I'm not okay. So like, I'm glad you brought that up because I was trying to figure out why I didn't like Home Field Advantage as much as I don't like it. I'm not I figured it out when you said Spotlight. I'm not a fan of short prints that used to be common inserts.
Yeah, it's hard to like readjust your brain to like, oh, now this is an SP.
Also, Let's Go's used to be common.
Yeah, they were a little more.
I have a 2023 I think Chrome update, or no, 2023 Chrome update, like Let's Go's were just like common.
Mm-hmm.
And they're supposed to be like super short.
Yeah. I think now they've replaced that with the Fanatical, the Celebracion ones.
Yeah.
Those ones are now more of the SSPs that are like, yeah, they've grouped those into now. It's part of the SSPs. One other one I'll throw out. I think with the Spotlight, the thing I don't like about, I'm not super into is sometimes it's a little too plain. Like, I don't know if I'm into too plain. Don't go nuts sometimes. Like some of these I mentioned, like, I think Home Field Advantage is trying to do too much. I think Helix is maybe sometimes trying to do too much, and I think it's quite the opposite for Spotlight. Have you also seen, and they had these in Midnight, I think UFC, the new Midnight, they're going to be in basketball. I'm sure there's going to be a baseball version, where it's like the shadow SPs, and it's like half of their face is covered in shadow and half of it is exposed in light.
Oh, interesting. Panini's done something like that before.
They have. And I know they had this in UFC Midnight, and I was not that big a fan then. And I saw the new design, and I gotta say, I'm not into it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that working for like UFC.
Yeah.
Where like you're not like concerned about like a logo on like a team name on someone's chest or like the bat in their hands or something. Yeah, I don't know that I'd want like a, like a Roki Sasaki, like taking up 70% of my card. Just his face. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a little, it looked, find the images if you can look them up.
What are they doing this for the new Midnight?
Topps Midnight Basketball, which overall the design looks better. They're definitely up in their design game now that they got the license, but I'm not a fan of that one. So
Yeah.
they're gonna probably bring it to baseball. Maybe just leave that with them.
No, the best. I'll say this: the best black and white baseball SP lately. I'll give it to Cosmic. The Constellations.
Constellations are great.
Awesome.
I think those are such a nice addition.
So good.
They look really, really cool. They're a legit chase. They're hard to come by, but not so hard where they're like impossible to find. Really like those ones a lot. Those are big thumbs up. And I'll say in Bowman, I think the retrofractors for the most part I've been really into. It depends on the player. I think we talked about this on the hype.
Yeah.
The one thing I think we'd like is it's kind of weird that like if you look at like the Pete Rose one and the Babe Ruth one, like it's that year's version of Bowman. I think what would be cool, and I know there's certain players you can't do this with, is what if it was the year that they actually debuted? It was if there's a Bowman design from that year, just use that as their first Bowman. I think that would be cool.
And then just put the first Bowman stamp on it.
Yeah. Or have a like retrofractor, like a uniform retrofractor design, especially if you're like, I want to collect all of the retrofractors.
Yeah.
At least you could have like a uniform design across the years. But that's a minor gripe. I still love the idea of it overall. This year, Sadhara O is one of the guys, which I think is awesome.
Yeah.
Very, very cool addition. And the Dream Draft is cool too. Like it. Is it a gimmick? Of course it is.
Yeah.
But the thing is the execution's good and the design it's a legit, like it's a really, really tough chase and it's fun. It's a fun ad.
Yeah, and I don't this may whenever people says I was kidding earlier when I said that it was for sure Dan Marino's head on his body. I don't know. But these gimmicks
You had me fooled.
Oh, you too? Okay.
I think you had me fooled.
I don't know. I didn't look that up, and
I'll take your word for it.
I don't know if it's public whether it is or isn't, but
that's probably like George Brett's head. Honestly, let's be honest.
Oh, that'd be great.
That would be pretty funny, actually.
I hope it's actually Dan Marino's hair though.
It's a great head of hair.
Curl. But like, yeah, like I like it. I mean, hey, the Royals were the first team gone in every single break I posted. And their price keeps going up and they keep selling out. You know, thank you, Dan Marino. Thank you, Fanatics, for putting in that gimmick. You have to, they're walking a fine line though, because it gets to a point where it's like, are we just putting people's heads on bodies and like, to what extent?
Right.
Like, are we going to get is Russell Wilson going to be a big chase? You know, it's like,
we were trying to figure this out. Like, who's the next guy you can do that with? And it's like
Matt Stafford. Like, I don't think Matt Stafford got drafted, but like,
no.
Could there be a Matt Stafford, Clayton Kershaw dual auto of them signing that like old photo of them from Little League together?
That card is, if it hasn't already been made,
they're both in
happening. LA. That is 100% happening,
right?
That card, yeah. Now that when they get the football license, easy addition.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, it's like Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray.
I talked about Kyler yesterday.
Yeah. Would Kyler be one? I'll throw out Tim Tebow. I know he had a Bowman though, so that doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, but like gimmicky autos, you know.
Right.
Yeah, so that's a great one, Tim Tebow.
Honestly, the ultimate one, and what a way to announce it, Michael Jordan. That would be the guy. How do you top all these guys? How do you top everything they've done already?
You gonna pry him?
You would now, like, you don't even make it happen, but like 2020, let's just theoretically 2027 Bowman or 26 Bowman draft, and suddenly they roll out some commercial of like, look who's joined the Fanatics family, and it's Michael Jordan signing a Chicago White Sox first Bowman card.
Oh my gosh,
it would be massive. It doesn't even matter what else is in that product.
No,
it'd be huge.
What the?
Look, if they're not already thinking, there's somebody at Topps and Fanatics who has already thought of that idea and has like a slideshow, has like a pitch deck ready for Michael Jordan. Yeah, there's
probably a convert Michael Jordan department, you know.
Yes.
At Fanatics.
They've been working since they got Topps. They've been like, all right, next, MJ, what do we do? How do we do this?
How? Yeah, because you have to imagine they have everything in the world to offer.
Yeah.
So it's just got to come down to MJ.
Yeah. Does he want to leave? Look, the upper deck, MJ, from everything I've heard about him, he likes what he likes. He doesn't want to, like, he's got, like, his business dealings. He doesn't want to mess with them too much. I could see him just being like, I'm cool. Just being, like, the guy at upper deck forever and ever.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need to move? You know?
Yeah.
Got enough money.
Wow.
But just imagine that.
It's kind of sick, him and Tiger still with upper deck.
Dwayne Gretzky.
Yeah.
Like, they're still, like, the best of the best.
That's
They're
pretty
still
sweet.
at upper deck. They can boast that forever and ever. Like, we still have arguably.
Yeah, LeBron's sold out, bro.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else is there. Serena Williams still there too? I want to say. They can still boast.
I think Serena is, because when Topps dropped all that tennis stuff last year.
Yep. Oh yeah, they're like,
it was all Venus was like.
Yeah, Venus
was everywhere.
was featured, but not Serena.
Yeah.
So yeah, they can still boast, like, we have, like, goats here that nobody else can have.
And I'm looking forward to 2026 Goodwin champs, baby.
There you go. You still got that that lineup, and you're gonna lean on it for as long as you can until. Maybe. Who knows?
They have like the naming rights to like Stan Musial, dude. They have like.
Do they really?
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
They get him in like, they'll get him in a suit.
So we'll never get a
He'll be in a
Stan.
coat.
Wait, didn't we get a Stan Musial retrofractor? I can't remember. Maybe we didn't. I can't remember.
No, maybe we did.
Maybe we did.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't say naming rights, but
Some of these fall through the cracks.
they
I will say.
print Stan Musial cards. I love it.
Yeah. I think some of the non-auto retrofactors do fall through the cracks other than Babe Ruth.
Yeah, it's like, oh, Danny Glover. Oh, Stan Musial. All right.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, let us know in the comments if you're watching this. What is your favorite SP edition, case hit edition, insert edition to the Topps baseball products since Fanatics took over? If there's any that maybe you don't like, let us know. And of course, make sure to subscribe to Mojobreak Media here on YouTube, and of course, subscribe to us wherever you get podcasts. Just search Mojobreak wherever you get podcasts. Bubba, you'll be ripping Bowman Draft
Forever and ever.
forever and ever.
It's fun, dude. I actually really like it. It's clean. I like it.
It's Bowman Draft, man. It feels good. It's also like a little later on the schedule than we're used to, because usually it's in December, but I like that. I kind of like that it's right now, because it's like, okay, 1 month to spring training. Like
I said yesterday, I was
ready.
like, why does it feel like it's baseball season right now? Like,
It does.
this is I was on a different cloud.
Yeah.
A million yesterday.
It feels like we're almost at baseball season. So to note to all free agents and all MLB teams, please sign and trade for guys now. What are you waiting for? Get it done. So, all right. Where's Kyle? Really quick. Kyle Tucker will be a
Dodger. It'll be 3 years, $175 million.
Good Lord.
An opt out after every year. It's going to be reminiscent of a Trevor Bauer deal, but just take into account 2026 numbers. And I don't think he'll sign by the time this episode drops.
Yeah.
I think we have another maybe 24 to 48 hours.
I think he's going to value the stability, the long-term stability, and I think the Jays are going to up the offer. I think he's a Blue Jay.
Friday's payday in Canada, so he's going to give him through at the end of Friday to see if they can.
There you go.
Put together a couple of extra schmeckles.
So this means he's going to be a Met, by the way.
The fact that he's not a Blue Jay already means that he's valuing money over length.
Or having cold feet about making that long term of a commitment. I get it. 10 years is a long time.
Yeah, but you just demand a trade, or you
can find
you piss someone off. You say something and then they trade you. You're fine.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Well, maybe we'll talk about where Kyle Tucker is next week. Until then, for Bubba and Cody, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time on Wax Packs and Morning Tracks.
See you.